just realized it's Monday already, which means I have to return the programmer for the bounder. This thing here. So I'm gonna hop in this thing, do a little bit more running around and make sure I've got all the programming completely fine-tuned in the way I want it. And then we will take this thing back. At least we know now it is available for use if I do need it. I am noticing one thing already with these solid tires. I'm having a little bit of trouble getting up this ramp. There we go. Wasn't getting quite as much traction with these tires. And was making it a little bit difficult to get up the ramp because I have to back up. I have to back up the ramp with this chair, otherwise I won't be able to get into the driver's area. Oh yeah, and by the way, I'm driving this van. I got it sort of set up so that, let me put all my stuff down. I can get up here to the steering wheel and get my knees kind of in it, or under it, or whatever. And, what the heck? There we go. I can get my knees kind of under it. It's not ideal, but I think it will work. And I should be able to drive this thing, for now, at least. Yeah, so I was able to kind of get up here close enough. I tilted the wheel up and I can reach the controls and everything just fine. So I think this should work for now. I mean, it's not a permanent solution, obviously, but I need to take this chair where I'm going right now. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing this. But anyways, yeah, let's get this programmer returned, finish drinking our coffee, and there may be something interesting coming up. We shall see. Just got my seatbelt on to realize it doesn't really fit me. I had to kind of cross my legs to fit in here very well. And then I realized my head's touching the ceiling. Plan B. I just ordered a lift. I figure if I'm using this chair that has an insane amount of range, might as well put the range to the test. It's not gonna rain today. So we're gonna make this into a, how would you say, day in the life real world test. I've got a bit of running around to do, and a few of the places I'm going are a number of miles apart from each other. And to make it more interesting, I do not have my winter coat. So we're gonna stop by a Goodwill that happens to be near a couple of the places and see if we can get some winter gear while we're out running around. So I'm gonna get out of this van. I've got my ride ordered. It should be here sometime. And let's go about this a slightly different way. Okay, my ride's almost here. I need to load all my emotional baggage into the backpack that is on the back of this chair. So I'm gonna hop onto this mat real quick and do that. And then hopefully my ride should be here. Okay, we've gotten dumped off here. I am noticing that with these smaller tires, surprise, surprise, this chair is a bit slower. I've got the Ride with GPS app here going, and I've done a test on it. Looks like we're good. So I'm gonna go ahead and start a new trip. All right. It does have a GPS on it, and this app does have a GPS. And we're using the Note 9 that I just got. So we'll see. We're definitely not going 6.5 miles an hour, that's for sure. Maybe lost a good 2 or 3 inches of tire diameter. Oh boy, it says 5.3 miles an hour. 5.1. Oh, it said 6.5. I don't think that's right though. It's bouncing between 5 and 6.5 miles an hour. But to be honest, the speed I'm moving, I can feel it's a little bit slower than I want to go. Well, this is going to take a little longer than I thought. At this speed, crossing the bridge is probably going to take 20 minutes. Anyways, I'll check back in with you here in a little bit. But we'll have a overall distance I've traveled today. And then I'm probably going to buy some tires that are a bigger diameter. I know I was trying to get this thing lower to the ground, but this is not an acceptable speed to do any sort of distance running in. Okay, this is going to be a hill climb test as well. Oh, actually, you know what? I just realized. Well, two things. I didn't bring my hearing protectors, but also Bounder told me that they sell a gear for the back wheels that gives you about 1 more mile an hour. So I suppose I could swap on a bigger gear instead of getting larger tires, and that would get me back up to the speed we were going. But I don't know, we're climbing this hill okay. The other thing to note is this chair's been in the garage all night, which is about 50 degrees. So these lithium batteries are a bit cold. Anyways, continue on. Forgot to tighten up the bolt on the headrest all the way, so it started coming out on me. When I drop off the programmer, they've got tools, so I'll have to get this readjusted. But I took it off the back just to make sure this bolt didn't back out the rest of the way, and I didn't want to drop it on the ground. So we'll take care of this when we get where we're going. Things. First one, never try and cross this bridge without hearing protection. Holy crap. 2, as soon as I get where I'm going, I'm gonna call and order those new gears for the back of this. And 3, solid tires are probably not the way to go. Suspension's still good, but more is better, and air-filled tires is... What the heck? Freaking Barbie left her Beetle. But yeah, the more suspension I can get, the better. So I'm gonna call up the factory in Idaho and see how much those gears cost, and maybe also source some tires for this thing. I'll see what they charge for them. But I'm sure these are sort of random off-the-shelf industrial tires for things. But yeah, so far so good. It's a little slow getting across the bridge, but if we get our speed back up and get some air-filled tires back on this, we should be pretty much set, I believe. All right, now how to get to the sidewalk. Okay, sidewalk's down there. There's stairs to get to it. Yeah, stairs. Looks like the ramp goes all the way down there and back. It's not like I have limited range or anything. We should be good. Thanks. You're driving pretty good. Guess where I came from just now? In this chair.
I don't know. In your chair.
I had the lift drop me off just on the other side of the bridge, and I brought
You took the bridge over?
Yeah, I took the bike path over.
Oh my gosh, how was it? I've always wanted to do that.
Let's look at some data.
Not walking. How windy was it though?
It was more loud than windy.
I don't know if you're properly dressed.
No, I'm headed to Goodwill after this to get some stuff.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
So-
are you freezing or what?
Maybe, I don't know.
Right.
So 4 miles exactly in 47 minutes.
Wow. 47
Hi.
minutes.
Hey, I put
Haven't
this.
seen you in a while.
I know,
Not
right?
bad though.
Yeah.
47 minutes, 4 miles. I mean, that's.
I just
say
put
an
the smaller
average-
tires on this, so
an
I
average person walking.
yeah.
The smaller tires. Oh my
I lost
God,
about
look
1.5
at
miles an hour by putting the smaller tires
Wow.
on. So
those. What the heck is this one?
uh,
Oh, it's some kind of bounder.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
the one. Yep.
Wow.
So you did those tires to make it more of an everyday.
Yeah, so they're not quite as wide.
Yeah.
How in the world did you come across this now?
I know. Look how nice it is.
Yeah.
All right, well, dropped off the programmer, charged up the battery on the camera a little bit. Now we're just screwing around. I think we're gonna go to the Goodwill bin store and see what's up. Apparently they serve donuts in this parking lot. So 728 plus.
773.8.
Oh, 780, we'll go with that. Cool, thanks.
Yep. Don't forget you're in it.
Yeah. It's not light.
I would imagine not.
Thanks, man. It's been a little while since I've been down this section of sidewalk. I don't recall if it's passable in a power chair or not. We're about to find out though. Oh yeah, we're totally fine. Oh wait, maybe. Sketchy. All right. That's probably why I didn't go down this last time. I was in a different chair and it couldn't handle stuff like that. Oh boy. That was slightly terrifying. Luckily there's no traffic coming. That's the problem with trying to climb obstacles and not having traction control or a gyroscope, is your chair can turn one direction unexpectedly. This is a one-way road and this car is going the wrong way. Well, it's going really slowly, but it's going. I'm gonna check and see if the motors are warm at all. They don't seem to be. Huh. That was actually kind of interesting. Sidewalk ran out, so I just turned and went up the grass. I have the narrow tires on the back of this thing, but It did climb the hill very, very slowly, but it did do it. So there's that. Okay, so this thing climbs hills pretty slowly. And right now, we've got pretty much the lowest possible configuration for gear ratios with the small tires. I mean, it's steady, but it makes me think that maybe the controller is not giving enough power to actually climb. I mean, it's manageable and everything, but like right now, you can see, slow down fairly significantly. Not a problem, I mean, as long as I know what to expect, but it'll be interesting to see when I put, well, it doesn't even have the off-road tires on it right now. If I put the off-road tires back on it, I'm assuming higher gear ratio means a little slower. So it'll be interesting to see, swapping on the rear gears and or some bigger tires in the back, what it actually does. I think what I need to do is figure out how many amps this controller is actually putting out, and then put a clamp ammeter on it and see how much power it's actually pulling under load. This thing might be a good candidate for the 120 amp RNet swap, but yeah, I don't know, we'll see. I'm gonna continue on. So most of the sidewalks around here are all screwed up. I came down and met up with a friend. I wasn't planning on doing that, but since I was around, I figured I would. But we're getting ready to head back now. I've got 2 layers of hoodies on. I went and bought some gloves, got a good hat. So we're gonna do a run in the dark. Should be interesting. And that's right, I'm using a GoPro. Bet you didn't know that. And actually, majority of the stuff I use, or majority of the stuff I do is still on the mirrorless DSLR, but this thing has been mixed in for the last few weeks. So I kind of thought to myself, it's getting dark and cold, I'll just call a lift and take it all the way back. But then I realized I have 2 hoodies and I went and bought some gloves. So we're plenty warm enough. I really wanted to see how this thing would do going up the hill crossing the bridge. So I took the train back out here and just remembered, I need to start my trip speedometer again. I've been keeping track of the trip on my phone here with Ride with GPS. There we go. Resume ride. All right, cool. You can see part of my route there from earlier today. Yeah, so just about 8 miles so far. I think it's about 3 miles back across this bridge. But I really wanted to test the headlights and the range and everything. So yeah, here we go. Headlights. I wonder if it's supposed to be snowing or something. All these warehouses have a de-icer down on the ground. Huh. Should probably check the weather. I hit a couple of pretty big bumps earlier, and I've been noticing since then that the right tire on this right side over here seems to be wobbling around a little bit. I think the split rim, or maybe the bolts weren't tight enough, but I think the tire has slipped around in the split rim a little bit. I did put the spacers in there though, so I might take it apart and see how it works without the spacers, but it's definitely a little bit more bouncy than it should be. I'm realizing though, now that it's dark out, or just got dark, it's gonna be pretty windy crossing this bridge. I don't have any face like scarf type protection, but I think we'll be all right. Oh my goodness, look at the traffic. We'll be over there a little closer in a second, but you see all those taillights? Now see, if I had taken a lift, I'd be stuck in that traffic. And look at this line over here. That line usually backs up several miles. It's kind of windy, I don't know if you can hear me, but yeah, there's a serious number of people that are attempting to get onto the freeway right now.